Guys, so I'm back with a new video and let's talk about Cillian Murphy. So yeah, I'm back with a new best of video. I know you guys told me, I asked you on Twitter and you guys wanted Henry Cavill, but I don't want to make stuff that I'm not feeling it, and I was just feeling mainly to talk about one of his things. So I wanted to talk about Cillian Murphy, and yeah, I'm sorry if you would rather see a best of Henry Cavill. If you still want to see that video, let me know in the comments and it might be the next one. I don't know, I'm thinking about someone else, but I'll ask you guys on Twitter and I'll let you know there. So yeah, if you don't follow me on Twitter, my Twitter is in the description below. Yeah, so you can follow me there and be part of my polls and my best of. So yeah, anyway, so I decided to go with Cillian Murphy because I just wanted to talk about his stuff. Just like James McAvoy, I think he's a really underrated actor, and he has been in a lot of stuff, and he has been in some major movies that for some reason those movies are talked about but they never mention him. So yeah, I want to praise him and let you guys know that he's a great actor, and here's some recommendations for you to watch some of his stuff. Some are mainstream, some are a bit underground, so yeah, I like to have a bit of everything, and this is my best of him. Not only him, but the movies that I like that he is in. So I had to, it was a bit difficult to like draw the line where which movies I should go because his performance is good, or which ones I should pick because I really like that movie. So yeah, I tried to be fair. So yeah, this is my top 5, and actually we're going to start with 2 honorable mentions because these ones didn't make my top 5, but I feel like they are movies that aren't really talked about and they should be. So yeah, let's start. So as I said, I'm going to start with my honorable mentions, and my honorable mentions are Peacock and Breakfast on Pluto. Peacock is from 2010 and Breakfast on Pluto is from 2005. I recommend you both watch these movies, mainly because they have something in common, which I'm not going to tell you what it is because I think it's a bit of a major point when it comes to the movie Peacock. It's not like a spoiler for Breakfast on Pluto. You know exactly where you're getting to when you go watch that movie. But as for Peacock, I think, yeah, it's a bit of a spoiler, and actually for that movie I recommend you don't like read anything, don't watch anything, and just go into it knowing that it's kind of a thriller, mystery thriller, where Cillian Murphy is really good. As for Breakfast on Pluto, he is also really damn good in that movie, but that movie is more of a uplifting, feel-good movie. It's a bit long, but I think it's worth it. So yeah, if you want something a bit of a thrillery, even though it's kind of heartbreaking, you go for Peacock. But if you feel like watching something upbeat and a feel-good movie, watch Breakfast on Pluto. Both movies are underrated and they are kind of indie, so don't be like expecting a beautiful cinematography or something like major. They're a bit underground, but they're great movies, so I totally recommend you check those out. So now for my actually top 5. As usual, I'm going from 5 to 1. It's just the way I like to do things. So yeah, my number 5 is Redeye from 2005, directed by none other than Wes Craven. And in this movie, I feel like you all know this movie. At least if you're a horror fan, I think you know this movie because yeah, it's kind of a staple. Plus it's Wes Craven, so yeah. but it's basically about a girl that is held hostage in an airplane during the flight. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it at that. It says a whole lot, to be honest, but the thing about this movie is that it's not complicated at all, and still it's so gripping. This is probably one of Cillian Murphy's best performances ever. Like, he goes from one thing to another like real quick, and yeah, it's really captivating. So yeah, it's a really 2000s movie though, so it has like a 2000s feel, but I really liked it. It's one of those movies that I don't think you ever get tired of. It's just good to pop up anytime, really. It's a thriller, but it's not like hardcore or anything. It's easy, and that's probably the best thing about the movie, to be honest. It's easy, and Cillian Murphy is really good. Now, my number 4, I have to say it's mainly nostalgia, but I do think it's a great movie and a good concept. And I'm talking about In Time from 2011. It's directed by Andrew Niccol. And this movie, I feel like this is another one that you probably all know, but in case you don't, this is basically about a future where time is the currency. There's no money, and you pay things with time of your life. And yeah, in this one, a young guy played by Justin Timberlake, he gets a fortune of time from another person that just wants to die, so he transfers all his time to Justin Timberlake's character, and because of that, stuff happens. He gets chased by the police, which in this case are the timekeepers. So yeah, this is another one where Cillian Murphy plays like a creepy villain type of character, but I feel like he's really good at those type of roles, so yeah, I don't really mind. And yeah, it's really nostalgia of me to like this movie. I remember vividly going to the cinema, watch this movie, but I truly believe this is an original concept, and yeah, it's a blockbuster, kind of, yes, but I think it's well made. Now, my number 3, I only watched it yesterday, and I was mind blown. Like, I actually was planning on filming this video yesterday, but with everything that is going on, I decided not to, and decided to do a bit more research and watch more of his movies. And I found this movie, which I'm so in love with, and apparently not a lot of people like it because it has a pretty low rating on Letterboxd, and all the reviews that I read said that this isn't good. Personally, I loved it. It's in my top 3 of his movies, so obviously I liked it. And I'm talking about the Delinquent season from 2018. It's one of his most recent movies. This one is directed by Mark O'Rourke. And so this is basically about an affair. So there's 2 couples, Jim and Danielle, and Yvonne and Chris, and stuff happens in their lives, and Yvonne goes to Jim for some comfort, and they end up having an affair, and it's basically how they deal with it, how like that impacts their marriages, their friendships, their lives. So yeah, it's a cheating movie, and I don't know what's up with me, but I feel like I really like those movies. I don't know really, but this one is really similar to the movie Little Children with Kate Winslet and Patrick Wilson, which I really loved. But it is also a bit similar to The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby with James McAvoy and Jessica Chastain, which I talked in my best of James McAvoy, so I leave it up here. Because I love that movie. I love both those movies, but The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby is like really beautiful, as is this movie. I feel like here the cinematography and the technical aspects don't really matter. It's purely script and performances, which are great. this is one of Cillian Murphy's more down-to-earth roles, and I love him like play all these types of characters, and yeah, I just really liked it. And I don't know why people didn't really like this one. It's kind of slow, but I don't know, I really like this type of movies. Now my 1 and 2 are the most mainstream, but they're just great things, great movies and TV shows. I just couldn't not have them in my top 5 because I really liked both things. So my number 2 is Batman Begins from 2005. This is directed by Christopher Nolan, we all know that, and I don't think I need to explain this. This is Batman's origin story, and this is kind of an unpopular opinion, but I feel like Batman Begins is my favorite out of the Batman trilogy. I know people really like the second one, The Dark Knight, but I feel like I like Batman Begins better. Anyway, we all know this is great. I love Batman, but because it's a video about Cillian Murphy, I obviously have to talk about him. He is in the 3 movies, but his character is more prominent in this one. And again, he plays a villain, a really scary villain, to be honest. It's pretty creepy, and again, he's great. Also, I feel like the cinematography in this one is better than in the next 2 Batman movies. But yeah, it's a great movie. We all know that the Batman trilogy is one of the best trilogies out there. And yeah, it just so happens that Cillian Murphy is in that trilogy, so yeah, I get to mention my favorite superhero and actually my favorite out of the trilogy. So yeah, let me know in the comments which is your favorite out of the trilogy, if you're like most people and prefer The Dark Knight, or if you have an unpopular opinion like myself and prefer the first one or the third one. Now to my number 1, and the reason why I decided to go with Cillian Murphy for this best of, Peaky Blinders. I bet you all knew that I was going to talk about Peaky Blinders. It's probably his most known like role and character, and he's just great, to be honest. The whole series is great. So yeah, I need to talk about it. The show has been going on since 2013. It's still going, thank God, because I just watched it now and I can't wait to have new episodes and catch up as it is airing. It's going to take a bit longer now, but I'm up for it because the show is really great. So the show was created by Steven Knight, and in case you are one of the few people that don't know the show, or you've heard of it but don't really know what it is about, it's basically about a family of gangsters in 1919 in Birmingham in England, and how they created their empire. They have villains, they have like stuff they have to go through, a lot of things actually. And yeah, it's just their lives and they are the bad guys, sort of. So it's one of those shows that you are rooting for the bad guys. I feel like there isn't really one thing bad about this show. It's one of the best made shows out there right now. Like the cinematography is so beautiful, the soundtrack is awesome. The performances obviously are great, not only from Cillian Murphy but from everyone in the show. The story never gets boring, there's always something going on. I love not only the actors but the characters. The character development throughout the 5 seasons that the show has right now is great. And yeah, there's just not a bad thing about the show, and I would totally recommend it to everyone. I myself am not really into those period pieces, and so it took me a bit to get into the flow of the show, but by episode 3 I was all in and I just couldn't stop watching. And at the same time I didn't want to watch everything because I didn't want it to end, so yeah, it's that good. So yeah guys, this is my top 5 of Cillian Murphy stuff, movies and a TV show. This is going to be like a series, so if you want me to do a best of other people, let me know in the comments. It can be actors, actresses, directors. Let me know who you want me to do a video about. I have some ideas for the next one, and I'll ask you on my Twitter, so again, follow me there. And yeah, let me know in the comments which is your favorite Cillian Murphy thing. If you agree with my picks, all that jazz. Let me know anything you want in the comments. And yeah, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll see you in my next video.